All praises. So, let's get into it here. All right.
I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Yeah, hold on.
All right, give me Matthew chapter 16. Today's class is going to be called World Events. All right, we're going to try to get through. We're going to try to get through it. I know when we unleash these topics, there's going to be a ripple effect up here. So, Matthew 16, read 1 through 3.
Matthew chapter 16 and verse 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him, that he would shew them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather. Today, for the sky is red and lowering. Or ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
So he's getting on these Pharisees. You see all this stuff going on. You know, in his case, there has never been a man to walk the earth like me that can raise the dead. You don't see the signs of the time that repentance is open to you now. Your eyes are that blinded, you can't see that. You feel with that much hatred. The same thing goes for our people today. The signs of the times is evident. It's all before us. We just have to do what God says, or Christ says. We have to watch as well as what, brothers? Pray. And then those things can be revealed to you. You'll see the signs of the times, right? And things that happen in the world, they'll stick out as a, I guess you would say like a meter to let you know where you are within the Bible, right? Matthew 10:16. I won't go there. So, the signs of the times, right? Here's one of those things that we have to be mindful of during the signs of the times. Read that.
Matthew chapter 10 and verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
You know, a lot of times, you know, this is why our brothers we talk about that your words be seasoned with salt. That's why we got Camp 101, so you can learn how to teach. We prepare you in here before you hit the streets, because you cannot go out there on the streets and talk crazy with Bible muscles however you want to. You can put the whole camp's life in jeopardy. So in here, we teach you how to be a sheep at war, because you are dealing with wolves. They do not live by the same code of ethics that you do. They do not live by the commandments. Right? Go ahead.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
So Christ commanded us be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, right? And one of those ways we got to be wise as serpents is the way we speak. Not just interaction on the streets. It has to be when we putting stuff out on the World Wide Web. So Delilah, go to the Sabbath class and pull up the first video I got. If you've been paying attention to the recent world events, you'll see the signs of the time that, like I was telling Captain Gadd here, what is going on right now is God's right is saying now, you know what? It's enough. Now it's time to put the boots to the ground and actually do. Yeah, go ahead and play that.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Well, Ed Sheeran, my guy, Donkey of the Day for Friday, May 3rd, goes to Facebook. Now, if you haven't heard, Facebook is getting serious on hate speech. They have banned some individuals that they feel are dangerous.
Hip hop. Now, it says they banning people that they feel are dangerous. I'll tell you right now, there's nobody on the face of the earth that is more dangerous than an Israelite man with a Bible. There's no gun, there's no weapon that they can form that shall prosper. The most dangerous thing on the earth is an Israelite man that understands his purpose on the face of the earth. Hey, let me show y'all this. I ain't even got this written down. That's what I said. I hope we get through this. Jeremiah 28. I'm gonna show you. This is how dangerous you are with the Bible.
Oh yeah, yep.
28 and 8.
Jeremiah.
Let's read verse 7.
Yes, sir. Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 7. Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears, and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries.
Prophesied against many countries. Read on. Read on.
Prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
What is our job to do, brothers, when we hit the streets? We are teaching that you need to repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Because what's coming to Babylon the Great? It's coming war, evil, and pestilence. Nobody else is on the streets teaching that. Nobody else teaches that but you Israelite man. You the prophets of God. That's why you are the most dangerous people on the face of the earth with your words that come out of your mouth. And it's all backed up by the Bible. So if they think, we're going to go over, they think Farrakhan and Alex Jones and whoever else to do, if they think they're dangerous, wait until it trickles down to us.
Right. Hey, read that again one more time.
Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms.
Y'all
of war.
understand, the prophets are back.
Yeah.
We are built to withstand the heat from nations. We are built to go to war with nations, but it's not physical. We built to do it spiritually.
Right.
And that's why I kept saying we more powerful, because like you read in Timothy, the word is sharper than any two-edged sword, cutting the soul and spirit asunder.
Yeah, Hebrews.
Right, Hebrews. Can't no weapon in the earth feel the soul, cut the soul, but the word does, and we got the power to unleash it.
Yeah, that's why I said it says they ban people they fear are dangerous. Hate speech. Right? So what we doing, what we doing right now is, it would be considered, what they call it, is detrimental to this society. Because we are changing, and when your mind, you brothers and sisters, when your mind changes, then the kingdom that was built off your back can no longer stand. Right? All right, let that play.
Let's go to CNN for the report, please.
Facebook is purging several high-profile names from its platforms. Among them, Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan, right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, as well as his media outlet InfoWars. They're being banned for spreading, quote, dangerous ideology.
Facebook has given us a statement, and they do say in their statement, I'll read part of it to you right now. They say that we've always banned individuals or organizations that promote or engage in violence and hate, regardless of ideology. The process for evaluating potential violators is extensive, and it is what led us to our decision to remove these accounts today. Facebook told me that the process they use is to engage a number of factors. Have they promoted hate speech on Facebook? Have they been banned for violating the rules in the past? Have they self-described themselves as part of a hate movement or hate ideology? Those are the factors that Facebook was weighing, and they're taking this really strict action moments ago.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Pause it real quick. So, how many of y'all know what's it called? SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center, right? What have they deemed all Israelite teachers as? Is what? Hate. It's hate. They have deemed all those teachers. You can teach the love of God as much as you want to, but you teaching this the love of God for Israel. Oh, that's hate speech. That's hate speech. So right now. Even last Sabbath, you've seen a little bit of those effects of it happening already, of when class just suddenly go out all of a sudden, playing videos and all. That's just the tip of the iceberg going. It used to be, whoever in here knows of the phrase called Facebook jail? Raise your hand. Who's been in Facebook jail before? Oh, they used to put me in jail all the time. Every week, every other day. Sometimes it was twice in a week. I'll be mad. Hey, can it create multiple pages to get the word out and spread it, right? But it used to be that where if somebody reported you to Facebook, flagged your video or your post or whatever, then that's when they will put you in the Facebook jail. Now they have took it to the next level of where we ain't waiting on people to report it no more. If our Facebook analytics, people on the other side that's watching every post and every video and everything you say, every Facebook live video you put up, if we deem it hateful, banned. Automatically on the spot. You go back to the post, this post is no longer available to be seen. That's what's going on right here. Right? You want to bring something else?
Hey, Esau slick though. They couldn't have banned us first.
Yeah.
Think about that. They couldn't have banned the Israelites first. They had to do it. Louis Farrakhan, Alex Jones, they got to do them first. Because if they would have did us first, oh my goodness.
And those other Edomites that they got on there, those is just the ones that they don't like.
Right, yeah.
They don't like them off top anyway, so we'll go ahead and ban them. And you know what? Our main target to get is those that are trying to change the mindset of blacks in America. Because what does Farrakhan teach? Farrakhan is teaching some form, it's not the truth, but he's teaching some form of nationhood, come together, stop doing what you're doing, stop doing this, we know the evils that you have done unto us, right? That's the stuff that he's teaching. He ain't telling nobody to pick up no guns and go out there and do no crazy. He ain't saying that. The other three Edomites they just don't like, but the main target they wanted to get was Farrakhan, right? And now they got Farrakhan right after him. Is about to be whole organizations. They already do it anyway to us. That's why it's a media blackout on Bishop Nathaniel. They won't let him go on none of them shows. Not one of them. They'll invite Farrakhan on Donahue, and that's an old show. Donahue and Oprah and what's that other dude? Geraldo, Montel Williams. They invite them on those shows. They will never invite Bishop Nathaniel on those shows. Because he's coming with the Bible, and every question they ask him is going to be straight out the Bible. They don't want that on there at all.
And Cap too, they doing that, and they put in their people first. And look, we not racist.
Yeah.
We ain't racist. We got one of your.
That's the Jedi mind trick.
Jedi. Just get three.
Negroes.
Let's get three. That's it.
We don't like them anyway already.
Yeah.
Throw them in there.
And the way they trying to do us is that they'll put it up there. Like last week, you saw it. This feed may have music that is copyrighted. May have. Did you hear it or you didn't hear it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
May have.
Yeah. That's the smoke screen that they throwing up on you. You know why I say because they throw them three in there that they don't like? That dude Alex Jones and the Milo and them dude. It is hundreds of Edomites that speak the same stuff that they talk about and didn't ban them. It was just the three that they don't like. Right? Let it play on.
I have thoughts. Now let's be clear about some things. This isn't about whether I think any of these people who were just named are right or wrong, because as a radio personality, a TV personality, a podcast host, an author, I get paid for my words. I get paid to express myself, okay? I have freedom of thought and freedom of speech. Therefore, when it comes to other people who make a living the same way I do or create change the same way I do with words, and even if I disapprove of what they say, I will defend their right to say it. Listen to what I just said. I can disapprove of what somebody says, but I will defend their right to say it. Now, with that said, even though I disapprove of what Facebook has done, they aren't wrong. See, we are talking about freedom of speech and freedom of expression. What is freedom of speech by definition? It is the right to express any opinion without censorship or restraint. I see people saying things like, Facebook is violating people's rights to free speech. They're violating people's rights to freedom of expression. This is unconstitutional. The First Amendment protects people from this type of censorship. Well, let's read the First Amendment. The First Amendment to the United States Constitution prevents the government from making laws which respect an establishment of religion, prohibit the free exercise of religion, or abridge the freedom of speech, the freedom of the press, or the right to peaceably assemble, or the right to petition the government for redress of grievances. That is the First Amendment. Go read it for yourself. It clearly says the First Amendment to the United States Constitution prevents the government from abridging your freedom of speech. Read it again. Prevents the government from abridging your freedom of speech. Once again, prevents the government from abridging your freedom of speech. The First Amendment prevents the government from abridging your freedom of speech. Not Facebook, not Instagram, not Twitter, okay? Not any of these private companies y'all call platforms, just the government. Facebook is a private company, and it can censor anybody they want to, okay? Facebook can do whatever they want, like any private company, okay? It can set the rules on its own property. So even though I don't agree with what Facebook did, okay, I respect their right to do it.
Yep. All right, so you see, that's the difference. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, those are private companies, businesses, right? The law talking about the government, they can't impede on personal businesses and stuff, right? The right to make a living, how to go, whatever amendment that might be. So you can't go on Facebook and stuff and say all the things that you would want to say. They can ban you because that's their own private company. They can make up their own rules, right? But the First Amendment says the government does not have the right to limit your freedom of speech. And that's God setting that up. I'm gonna bring it out here in a second. Give me the next article. I think it is. I'm going somewhere with this, right? Give me the next article. You know, because I'm gonna show you what God's doing right here. I'll show you what's happening. Okay, so it's another one. Facebook is punishing black people for talking about racism. Right? Because we bring out a lot of our posts, if you have any kind of level of consciousness, you're talking about, the police brutality, the stuff that's going on in, what's that in Michigan? Flint, Michigan, about the water, all these social media videos that we see of wrongdoings, right? So it says Facebook is punishing black people for talking about racism. Scroll down. I want to read some of this article. Read that.
Black people who openly discuss experiences of racism or call out white privilege often have their Facebook accounts suspended, according to a new report by USA Today. Numerous black people told USA Today that when they write white people in their Facebook message, it gets flagged, leading to an account suspension in 2017. Mary Canty Mario had her post removed and account suspended after she wrote about racism, beginning the post with "Dear white people." As an experiment, she had her white friends conduct a test run with the same text on their pages and had others report those posts. Most of their content was allowed to remain, and none had their accounts suspended.
No Facebook jail for Becky and Tom, right? Keep reading.
Another common occurrence black users and activists reported was having their accounts suspended after sharing screenshots and videos of racist incidents, which defeats the entire purpose of their posts, bringing awareness to everyday racism.
Okay, so I'll post that article later. I'm not going to read all of it, right? So you see that Facebook's the first to do it. YouTube does it also with certain videos. They do it also. They ban you in every country, whatever country they want to. Facebook is the major one, right? When the head or the main vehicle always does something, what usually happens to the smaller entities behind that top one? What happens, brothers? They follow suit, right? They follow suit. So, in the spirit, it was revealed to me. You know what God's doing? All you Facebook prophets. Let me look at the camera. All you Facebook prophets. Your day is coming where you can no longer spew false doctrine and get away with it. Because they're not going to differentiate, you know what, he's Israel too. But you know what? He teaches a form of Christianity, Israelitism. Let him stay. No, Negro. You going down with the rest of the Facebook.
And you actually got to get off your butt and put in the work.
You hit it right on the head.
Yeah, take off that weak spirit. You're going to be forced to go into the highways and the byways.
You see what God's doing?
Most Guy's a genius.
He's a genius. Ain't no longer sitting behind that daggone TV screen. You ain't going to make your way into the kingdom no different than Ezekiel had to go.
Right. Bring it out.
That's right. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Let's go to Ephesians 6 and 10. Let's prove that.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
So a lot of that power, those principalities and those spiritual wickedness in high places, a lot of that is fed through Facebook, through social media. Those are the things that we battle against. So that's why when that stuff was created and we had a platform to push the truth even more, we jumped on it and we hit the ground running with it. And that's how we've got to this point now where the Lord has filled his house.
Right.
Or it's many of you, how many in here, by showing hands, saw YouTube, Facebook, whatever it might be, video and found your way in here? Show of hands. Sisters, where you at? Right? So understanding the purpose of God, there where it talks about the evil that these nations do, he's going to use it against them. All of that, a lot of that evil that is pushed on us is pushed through social media. Everybody got a phone. Some people got 2, 3 phones, got computers, 2, 3 computers in every room, and it's pushed through that way. That's what we battle against, right? So now God is closing the loophole for internet prophets, right? Read on in verse 13.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 13. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Peace. You know what that means? You have to go and put in work. You have to, with your feet, get up out of your computer chair. Get on your 2 feet and take the gospel of peace to the people, because all of these avenues that you got comfortable in sitting down in, I'm going to close all that up.
Hey, so basically, what you saying, obviously, Elisha just revealed it. Basically, that $500 computer chair you just bought, Tempur-Pedic cushion computer chair,
keep the receipt.
Keep the receipt. Take it back.
Right. But it already got a dent in it.
Right.
They've been sitting there all day.
It got a huge dent in there, a huge groove in it, because all that time they spent on the website.
Yup.
Spewing evil.
Not where God commanded them to be, and we're gonna prove it.
And another thing, so now that means they're gonna start to give smooth words now. They're gonna have to dumb down
just so they don't get banned.
so they can fit the agenda.
There you go. Next thing you know, Christ don't even
heavy
matter.
stuff.
Yep.
Next thing you know, we ain't Israelites
Next
no more.
thing you know,
all nations.
Christ did die on a Friday and woke up early Sunday morning, and that equals 3
Right,
days.
you can eat oxtails.
Yeah. And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel. That means you gotta go to them. Read on.
Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God.
You got to get up off your butt and go teach them the word. Here's the proof. Luke chapter 4, verse 42. Luke 4 and 42. So remember, we're going over world events. You see it happening. So how much more, brothers, you got to get your mind right to be able to be ready to hit the streets. Sisters, you passing out flyers, you got to be ready. If a sister asks you a simple question, why you wear dresses with fringes on it? You should be able to go to Deuteronomy 22, and then you should be able to go to Numbers 15. You should be able to do that easy and not stumble, because you are prepared with the word of God. Okay, Luke chapter 4, verse 42.
Luke chapter 4 and verse 32.
42.
Luke chapter 4 and verse 42. And when it was day, he departed and went into a desert place. And the people saw him and came unto him and stayed him. And he should not depart from them.
That he should not depart from them. They didn't want him to leave, right? Read verse 43.
And he said unto them, I must preach the kingdom of God to other cities also.
No, I've got to control, to copy, paste, and control V.
I must preach the kingdom of God to other cities also.
That's why he said you better have your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel, because you're going to have to go to them the same way Christ did. City to city to city. If it be here in some of you brothers, your ministry right now is you here in the States, you go from city to city to city. We captives that we are required to go overseas, to go international now. So we have to have our feet our feet shod with the preparation of the gospel and be ready to wherever we touch down at. We've got to know the makeup of the land that we are in. We can't just say whatever we want to. And y'all see on the video, we was dealing with Daryl Miller from Nassau. Benjamin is very, for lack of better words, British. I'll just say that. Very polite. You can't be all up in their face like that. You can't say certain words. You know, you got to be very respectful. If y'all Benjamites know, just give me oh, okay. You got to be very respect. That's what they say. Respect, 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 brother. Respect, brother. You got to be like in certain ways. You got to be able to bring it to them because we here in Babylon the Great. America, Negro Ricans in America are used to seeing us. They are used to the stigma that we got is we are loud and we are hateful and aggressive. They used to that with us. We touch down in other lands where they've never heard this gospel before, and we come out off the street. We come off the street, off the plane, teaching like that. You might not get back on the plane. You might not. That's why he said you got to be wise as a serpent. You might not make it back. Did I post a video about how they got into a fight? Yep, you did. Y'all saw that? Those that's on Telegram, where we passing out flyers. Late on that day, it's a mob of people fighting. You hear glasses breaking and bottles and kicking people in the head. That is right there where we was passing out flyers an hour earlier at the carnival, Bacchanal. Right? So we are supposed to go to other cities also. Read on.
For therefore am I sent.
You were sent to go take the gospel to other cities, to other people. Right? Go to Ezekiel 3, verse 4.
So basically what Esau trying to do, he's trying to stop the growth, man.
Yeah.
He's trying to stop the coming of the kingdom. Mm-hmm. And you know what's crazy? Only God's best of the best will rise and actually go out and put in the work.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand, when we first started, we wasn't dependent on just YouTube.
Right.
We was focused on building, hitting the streets, teaching, making sure we well equipped in that area. Then YouTube and Facebook was just extra tools. So now with that, we already built those muscles. So
and also too, what happened because Facebook, they didn't have that Facebook Live option when we first came in. That's a new thing on the earth, right? So we was always on the streets ahead. But when Facebook Live came on, the prophet of God thought, oh, this is another way. I'm going to push this truth even more. We added that to our arsenal to push the gospel to the four corners of the earth, right? The false prophet that is here for monetary gain said, oh, this is where I can draw people unto me and not have to go out there in that hot sun. One of the officers here today, he will remain nameless. I asked him, I said, how was Kemp today out there? It looked like y'all got it in. His one word was hot. He said hot. All praises. That lets me know you was on the streets.
That's right.
You was out there putting in work. Right? You wasn't in the air conditioner with the fan blowing on you. Right?
Right.
Go to Ezekiel 3, verse 4.
Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 4. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them.
You have to go to your people, right? Now here's the proof that you have to go to them, right? That social media is just it's an extra tool. It's not something to be dependent on, brothers who don't study. It's something that is not to be dependent on. Here's the proof. Jump down to verse 8 and 9.
Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads.
So it says your face is strong against their face. That means you're actually doing what with the people?
Face to face.
Face to face. You are looking at them and they are looking at you.
So basically what you saying, you out by the computer, you're a coward.
Yeah. If that's your only avenue of teaching,
You're a coward.
Bring it out.
We should see you on the streets face to face like the prophets of old. Because the prophets of old are back on the earth now.
That's right.
Read verse 8.
Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads.
So our face is strong. That means when you go out to battle, hit the streets, you got to have that warlike face on. It's a time and a place for us to dwell together in unity. That's after the victory battle. After the victory in the battle.
Right.
After we got the victory, right? That's after. But while we out there at war, our face is strong against their faces. Because Christ said, you are sheep amongst who, brothers? Wolves. You can't show no wolf no weakness. No. That's what they look for when they go out to hunt, don't they?
In Haiti, when we went to Haiti, one of the police officers off the streets, he told us the only reason why we don't get surrounded, beaten down, or people taking us seriously is because our demeanor. If we didn't have that same demeanor when we taught, they said we would have got ran off the streets. Ran off the streets.
You go out, basically, you go out there with that Christian spirit, right? Trying to hand out free meals. They're gonna rob you for it.
And not just that, we've been damn bump dancing and cooling and skinning and grinning for 200 years. It's time out for that. You know what I'm saying? We've been dancing around all the time. We don't need to be out there.
New man on the earth. What's it said? The Hebrew man is a whole different animal. Shout out to him. All right, so look, we got to go face to face, right? Got to go face to face, and this is the main reason that you got to get up off that computer seat. We're gonna say something else, and you got to go city to city, face to face, and the Lord's closing all of that down is because our people need solutions. All of our people are not. Who in here, just by showing hands, who don't have a Facebook in here? Show hands. Look at that. How would you ever, if you depended on Facebook, they could never be reached because they don't have it. And our people need solutions. Pull up the next video. I'm gonna show you. Here's what they need solutions from, because this is what our people are going through right now. Yeah, that ain't it. The next one. Nope. Yeah. There we go.
Hey, listen. This is why I make these videos right here. It is your right to be able to film public workers to make sure that they're doing their job correctly. This officer, the one with the police suit on, you hear me? See the car? He passed by this house and said, me and my fiance look suspicious. He said he didn't think nobody lived in his house. The freshly mowed grass, you hear me? Vehicle in the yard. He said, but because we was black, you hear me? Yeah. This total harassment right here, guys.
It really is.
This total harassment right now. See, I'm beginning to feel afraid for my life now.
So look, they really are.
And now I'm thinking, should I just sit back and wait on them to come and get me? Or should I start defending myself from these pirates right here? You hear me?
And file the right paperwork, because
get back in the yard. I need to know who you is. I'm filing a complaint on you. Shoemaker, what's going on, brother? Shoemaker, what's going on, brother?
Take that in a second.
Now, do you have a search warrant to be on my property?
Okay. I do not, okay?
Okay, so...
But, listen to me, alright? If you can just provide this information for me, your IDs, if you live here...
I'm not providing you nothing, man. Matter of fact, get off my property right now if you don't have a search warrant.
Sir, I'm
asking you nice.
And I was asking you nicely as well.
Hey, sir, all I'm saying, if you don't have a search warrant, paperwork to be on my property, what crime do you suspect me of committing?
The only crime that I have right now is y'all failure to identify.
Okay, 38.02, failure to identify. One must already be under arrest for a crime that he has committed. What crime have I committed?
Failure to identify.
No, that's not a crime. That only becomes a crime once one has already lawfully... Be quiet. Let me educate this one. You hear me? Let me educate him. 38.02, failure to identify, only becomes a crime when one has already been lawfully arrested for a crime. Let me give you an example, sir, since I don't know who you is.
Detained.
Huh?
And what about detained?
What am I being detained for?
You were detained because you were suspicious activity.
No. What penal code? You got to name a penal code that I've committed. That is the crime. Name a crime that I committed. You hear me? Name a crime that I committed other than being black and walking down this driveway.
You were detained for suspicious behavior.
Hey, Shoemaker, Shoemaker, don't do that, brother. Don't do that. Hey, listen.
Why do you think he's here?
Because I'm black and he wants to, you guys got it out for me and wanted to see what was going on. That's what I think. I've done nothing wrong, Shoemaker. You know what I'm saying? Me and you never had no words or nothing. I see you pass by, nothing. But what you're doing right now is you're upholding something unlawful and illegal. If you don't know your job, do not continue to, because you're going to be on the next video. And what I'm telling you is, 38.02. Baby, come here. Can I Google it and show you guys?
Go ahead and Google.
Okay, I'm finna show you guys. Because you're dealing with the wrong one. That's why you guys mad at me. Because you won't be able to handle me like you handle the other ones. Because I'm on top of my game. I know you see the gold teeth and tattoos and immediately think I'm another plain, normal, regular black guy. No, player, wrong one. But let me educate you guys today. Texas Penal Code, failure to identify. A person commits an offense if he intentionally refused to give his name, residence, address, or date of birth to a peace officer who has lawfully arrested the person. I am not under arrest.
Correct.
You have to for what?
Continue reading.
No, listen. Let me explain to you. I have the books in the house. I'll go and get you.
Continue reading.
Okay. Lawful arrest for a person who has requested that information. A person commit an offense if he intentionally give false or fictitious name or resident address, none of those which I am going to do. You hear me? If once you show me that you have a legitimate reason to believe that I have committed a crime or I'm in the act of committing a crime, you know, you got to name a penal code. What penal code do you suspect me of breaking?
All right, so like I said, we got to go to our people because they need solutions about their everyday lives and what's going on. He's just in his yard, right? Go to Leviticus 26.
Keep reading.
Here's this is what our people need to hear when it comes to this. Is that the one I want to play? No, you know what? Let's read this and then we're going to play the next video. Read Leviticus 26 and I want to start at verse 14 through 16.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 14. But if you would not hearken unto me, and I would not do all these commandments, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror.
That's what our people are going through. They are going through terror. Right? So, like, sisters, y'all going through it too, because let me get that. But it ain't a target on your back like it is these brothers over here. Right? Because if depending on whoever's driving a squad car, however they feel that day, or whatever they think they can get away with, they can racially profile any one of these men over here and damn near be justified to get away with it. Right? It might be some uproar, some videos, some posts made, some paid time off, whatever, but he might be 6 feet under the ground and you never get to see him again. And he'll be right back making a paycheck a few months later after everything died down, after a few more other people that got killed. You ain't got a target on your back like these brothers do, right? Because they out there, they are the prophets of God, right? It's something spiritual between us and these other nations. So God said, I'm going to appoint over you terror, right? Jump down to verse 17.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 17. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. That they that hate you shall reign over you.
They that hate you shall rule over you. Read on.
And ye shall flee when none pursueth you.
They that hate you shall rule over you, right? I want to play this video right here and just show you. It's got some cussing in it, okay? It's got some cussing in it, but this is what our people need solutions from. Why we can't sit behind a computer screen. This is what they're going through everyday life. And a lot of times you can't disassociate this stuff like it might not happen to you. It could. It could happen to you. The protection we do get from this happening is the keeping of God's commandments. And I'll get that, right? But our people go through this on an everyday basis and need solutions. Let that play.
I'm not gonna be the next nigga you kill. He don't even know my name and tell him I have a warrant.
What did he do?
That's what I'm saying.
For what?
For what?
Warrant from Louisiana.
For what?
For what?
Yeah. I don't even live in Louisiana, so how do I have a? You don't know my name, so how can you tell me I have a warrant in Louisiana?
Sir, stop.
Okay, well you need to have my phone. You don't even know me.
I already got you.
No, you don't even know
Sir.
me. You don't even know my name.
I'm under control.
Why would I trust you?
Hello. I'm confused. He don't even live in Louisiana.
No. You don't. How can you tell me I have something you don't know my name?
Quentin You already said your name was that.
My name is not Quentin. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Put your hand by your... Sir, his
name is not Quentin.
Fucking Quentin. Then let's see the ID and we'll be done.
Okay, hold on. You told me
Just
three
get-
different names. You
No.
woke up and
No.
told me three
Stop.
different names.
Hold on.
That's the third
Chill
name
out.
you just...
Chill
No.
out.
Fuck that. No, I'm not finna be the next nigga you feel.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
His name is not
My name is
Quentin.
not fucking Quentin. Then let's do this and be done. I got no probable cause. I got
You
your
just
picture.
stopped in front of my fucking house.
Yes, I know who you are.
It's you know what's my name? Man, fuck that. You shaking like you scared. I'm not finna let you put me in handcuffs.
Please
stop.
Please stop.
My name is not no fucking Quentin. You don't even know my name until I got a warning to
Okay. Yes. You want
Do I
me to
look
show you
like
the
a...
picture? You want me to show you the picture?
Oh my god.
Sir, who are you looking for?
Because you say I
Get my phone out of the car.
Then you got him running.
Get my phone out of the
Calm down. Man, fuck this.
Let me show you this.
Please calm down.
See?
Who are you looking for?
Fucking me? Yes, I want to. I want to do this so we're done and over with. Okay? Okay?
Okay, well, you shaking and you
No, you're pulling on me, so just, okay. Right here, we're good. Okay. Here's the deal. Doesn't that look a lot like you?
I don't look like
That's
me.
not
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Calm down.
What you trying to say? Because I got glasses on black, that's me?
No.
That's not him. You fucking, she can see that's not me from over there.
Head.
No,
Stop. We got no problem.
My name, you ain't got no fucking shit. You ain't, man, fuck
No,
shit.
please
Look,
stop.
the two of y'all is gonna take both of
Please
you.
stop. Please leave him alone, please.
Look.
No, please leave. That is not him. Please leave him alone.
Get out my
I
yard,
need to do a
man.
report on this. I need to do a report.
No, you need to get the fuck out of my yard. You just said I'm somebody named Chris. You got friends and he black? Come on. What the fuck is that shit?
Okay, come on.
Nah, fuck that. Okay. Now you want to leave, right?
No, I want to do a report on this.
Nah, you need to get somebody here that's over you because you just made the biggest fucking mistake. Why the fuck you put in front of my yard? Because I'm black with dreads and tell me I got a war.
Okay.
All right. So we laugh, but there could have easily been another dead black man on the street.
That happens all the time.
It may be that ain't funny, especially if it's your loved one standing right there. Right?
You gotta remember the brother said you shake it.
Easily been dead, right? But that's the stuff we suffer from because of our sins, though. Right? And you see how he's reacting. Because he don't understand. Hosea 13. Hosea 13, 9 and 10.
Hosea chapter 13 and verse 9. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help.
So God's reminded us in the book of Hosea, we destroyed ourselves. The reason why he had to appoint terror over us and those that hate us had to rule over us is because we destroyed ourselves through the continual breaking of God's commandments. To the point where he said, I have to let you know what it feels like to be on the bottom. Because when you're on top, you don't know how to handle it. You destroyed yourself. You deserve everything you get. But in me is your help. The way out of this is through me, right? Sirach chapter 7. So let's see. What is the help that God has given us in the cities that we are at? That's why it says, cursed in the city. That both of them was in front of their houses. And all of this just happened in the last week. Cursed in the city, right? Sirach 7, 1 and 2.
Sirach chapter 7 and verse 1. Do no evil.
So here's some of the help that God has given us while we in the city, right? Because we can't escape the curses that we are under. So it says, do no evil, read on.
So shall no harm come unto thee. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee.
Go to Sirach 33 and 1. So remember I said, your feet got to be shod with the preparation of the gospel. You got to go to them to give them solutions of what they are going through. We can't just depend on the World Wide Web, because everybody does not adhere to it or check social media or live through social media. Read that, Sirach 33:1.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse 1. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord.
No evil. That's nothing different between us and that brother right there. The only difference is that we know who we are. We have repented. We have come out of our evil ways, and therefore we have protection from God from that happening to us on an everyday basis. I guarantee right now, some of you all, before you came in here and you cleaned yourself up, looked like a respectable man, you walked around looking like, quote unquote, what is it, the typical, what they say, criminal. That's the typical criminal. If you ever, what was it, criminal justice in college, I had to take it. The profile of a criminal is tall, long arms, muscular build. Who in the hell is that describing? Black man. They didn't put a color on it because they'd been racist, but in the criminal justice book, it says that the average criminal profile is a tall, muscular, long-armed man. That's all of you in here. Do a push-up or two. And even more now when you got dreads. You automatically target, especially if it's a certain way. So, you know, that brother's right there was kind of clean and kept. And we advise you brothers that got them, keep them clean and cut, right? Or whatever, how you want to do. Down here in Miami, it's a new thing on the earth when I came down here. I seen it in videos, but I seen it firsthand, especially down in North Miami, where y'all be teaching at all the time. The dudes have what the things called?
Dookie dreads.
Dookie dreads. You trying to give it a respectable name. Palm dreads. Palm trees. That's Dookie dreads. Right? And you automatically, whether you like it or not, you don't want nobody to judge you by your look or your appearance. You're automatically a target to all those that hate you. Right? So if you walk around looking like that and you ain't got no commandments of God to protect you, it's only a matter of time before that come down on you. Only a matter of time. So in verse 1 says, there shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord. Read on.
But in temptation, even again, he will deliver him.
Now I want to go to this one first. Wisdom of Solomon 3:1. Here's the help of God. Wisdom evil. Wisdom of Solomon 3:1.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and there shall no torment touch them.
So we can't escape the curses, but through us departing from evil and keeping the commandments of God, fearing God, we do have this assurance that our soul is in the hands of the Most High God. What does it mean to be righteous? Let's see, I want a new brother. Give me the precept on what it means to be righteous. It says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God. So if you are not righteous, your soul is in the hand of who? Who, brothers? Satan. Devil. Whatever you want to call it. That's who your life belongs to. Jabez, give me a precept on righteousness. Stand up. What is it?
Shalom, leadership.
No.
Luke chapter 1 verse 6.
Okay, that's a good one. Keeping the commandments of God and walking in righteousness, perfect before God. Like him. Give me an easy one.
Deuteronomy 6:25.
Deuteronomy 6:25. That's what it means to be righteous. So those that keep the commandments, your soul is in the hand of God. So even if that does happen to you, we understand that it's not judgment that came upon you. It's just that's your number that has been called before. Everybody has a certain time, a day, and a month that they have to go. It was your time. Because we rest assured you died in Christ. But those that ain't doing that, you ain't got no protection. God just tired of you being on the earth, making trouble. Snatch that life that I loaned him. So, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God. Read on.
And there shall no torment touch them.
Go to Proverbs chapter 12:21. Here's the solutions that our people need.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 21. There shall no evil happen to the just.
To the who?
To the just.
To the just. To be just, it means to keep the commandments. Go ahead.
But the wicked shall be filled with mischief.
The wicked is going to be filled with mischief. Right? That's why also in the book of Isaiah, God says that there is no peace peace unto the wicked. None. Every day it might be your day. And a lot of brothers wake up with that mind state of, I might go today, so let me get into as much as I can, because I don't know if this might be my last day on earth. That's the life that they live. They need a solution because they don't know another way. And it's your job to take it to them, right? Go to Ecclesiastes 8:5.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 5. Whoso keepeth the commandment.
Who do what?
Keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing.
There you go. That is your help in God. That's why he says no evil's gonna touch you. Your soul is in my hand. The righteous. Read it again.
Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing. And a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
Now see, this is what the benefit of keeping the commandments of God. It says that you keep it. What if you keep the commandments? It gives you what, brothers? What does it give you? It gives you wisdom, right? And then therefore you are able to discern both time and judgment. A lot of times our people get put to death, slammed, police brutality is because they don't have the wisdom to discern time and judgment. It is not the time to show your ass when the cop has a 9mm on his hip with 16 in their chamber. That's not the time. No, at any moment that could have been ended his life. And you know what? It went before the court and it'd be like they was in fear of their life. Look at him cussing and acting aggressive. Because when they see you, they don't see a good, wholesome American. They see a Negro that needs to be tamed.
Because they would have been like, all you had to do was just show his license.
Right. That's it.
Real quick, we want to show you who the Most High sends to protect you. Psalms 34 and 12, or 7, I'm sorry. Let's see. Say it will keep you safe, right? Those who keep his commandments.
Psalms chapter 34 and verse 12.
Verse 7. 34 and 7.
Psalms chapter 34 and verse 7. The angel of the Lord.
The who?
The angel of the Lord.
Come on.
Encampeth round about them
you see that
fear him.
You see that? So it's those angels. The Most High activates those angels. But who does that? It's you in your obedience. Yeah. In your obedience, the Most High will send you those angels to keep you safe.
And you know what's crazy? And Cap just brought it up. We all just laughed at that video. A lot of us in here laughed. That was hilarious. I was shocked. I was shocked too. We have become so, what's the word, Elisha? Desensitized at watching our brothers and sisters be tormented.
And his life hanging on the balance.
Hanging in doubt. He don't know if he gonna make. That's why you heard his wife like, no, stop, just be quiet. And the brother just going off and we laughing, and they could have easily shot and killed him right there, and she would have been another widowed woman with a Facebook video on how her husband got shot by the police and fatherless kids.
All right. Okay, so let's go back to Ecclesiastes and read that one more time. 8 and 5.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 5. Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
Time and judgment. A wise man will teach you how to act in that situation, right? That's why people need solutions. Romans 13 and 1. This is the help that our people need to hear, and you got to take it to them, because our people might not ever hear it, or they might hear the truth and it might be too late. They hear it the day before, and I think it was in Jamaica. The officer down there, Officer David, I think that's his name. Yeah, Officer David was talking about it. That they was teaching on the street. Brother was listening off to the side, walked down the street and caught 3 bullets. Woo! Too late. The judgment of God for his life had already been set. He heard the truth right before he died. That is why it is of utmost importance that you prepare yourself So when you get there to take the gospel, you got every solution for them, no matter what question. That's why God said, I made your mind strong against their mind. They're going to come up with all types of excuses to stay in their sin, because they have destroyed themselves, and they are in that mind state of destruction. But it's your job to offer them the help that is in God. How to handle yourself when you're around cops, because I'm gonna get the scripture here in a minute. I don't want to jump the gun. All right, what I just called Romans 13:1. Let's read through that real quick.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher power.
That is what a wise man would do. You'll discern in this time, okay, these are the higher powers. You know, I don't have, I'm not here to overthrow the government. I am here in this because my forefathers have sinned against God. This is the punishment that we have to bear, and we have to accept that punishment. There ain't no change in it. You ain't gonna overthrow this system and all of a sudden the nations are gonna be nice to you. It is not going to happen. You are living in Christianity. You're living in a Christian mind state to think it's ever going to get better. Read on.
Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God.
He set them up, because we just read in Leviticus, I will appoint over you terror. Those that reign over you will hate you. I set them up because you didn't know how to love yourself and love your neighbor and keep my laws. Therefore, I'm gonna put the worst of the heathens over you. Read verse 2.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
So you get into that you want to go back and forth with words with the cop and try to prove you want to bring out penal codes of the law that he made up to keep you in check, that wasn't made for you, right? He didn't make it for you in 1776. He didn't make that based off of you, and you're going to try to use this against him. You crazy.
Keep reading.
Yeah, keep reading. Just keep on reading. Keep reading. That's what the dude was saying in the video, right? But read verse 3.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil.
What's good works? What's a precept for good works, brothers? Give me a precept. Brothers. Give me a precept for good works. Manasseh. Precept for good works. Because it says they are set up. They are set up by God, but they're not a terror to good works. Turn the mic on for him. Keep it on. You don't know how to use that. Keep it on for him.
Shalom. Romans 7 and 12.
Romans 7 and 12. Let's go to it real quick. We come right back.
Romans chapter 7 and verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good.
Go back to Romans 13 and verse 3.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works.
Those that keep the commandments, because the judicial law is based off of your commandments. Keep you in check. As long as you keep the commandments of God, you ain't got to worry about the powers that be. Because you're keeping the laws that they base their laws off of. You're keeping the laws to a higher esteem, a higher authority. That go even, in the law, Esau's law, it don't have no law that says love thy neighbor as you love yourself. They don't have no laws like that. Right? They got laws, don't commit murder and don't do this, that, and the other, but it don't say you have to love one another. So the laws that they have are based off of ours, but ours are magnified to make us even better. Go ahead.
By keeping that law, love your neighbor as yourself, you avoid domestic violence.
Yep.
Right? You avoid
robbery,
yep. Killing, burglary. You avoid those. So by keeping that law right there, you see the power in that? You avoid all those.
Yeah. And then the powers that be never have to show up at your front doorstep, and your life is in jeopardy now. All right, read on verse 3.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of God to thee, for good But if thou do that which is evil,
commit sin, break the commandments,
be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain.
He is there for a reason. You get out of line, God said, sprinkle the little spirit dust in his spirit, put him back in check. And you know what that ends up being? Facing the ground. Body slam. We go. I don't want to jump to that. Go ahead.
For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
So God don't want to put his hands on you because he'll destroy you. Who saw that movie called Watchmen? With the blue dude? Yeah. And at the end of it, Rorschach, I think it was his name, Rorschach, and the blue dude showed up and he disintegrated his body. Blood splatter all over the ground. That's what it's like when God put his hand on you, right? It says, so instead of that, he has Esau to do it until the day of judgment come. Read verse 5.
Wherefore ye must needs be subject, not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake.
So do what God tells you to do. You don't have to worry about that. Keep the commandments and no evil shall touch you. That's the wisdom that's going to help our people in a time of need, and you got to take it to them, right? Here's the reason why. Go to Habakkuk 2 and 4. Let me show you something. Habakkuk 2 and 4. Habakkuk 2 and 4. This is for the, because I'm traveling different places and stuff. We travel different places. We Captain Smith, Captain Gad, and all the officers. We travel different places. We meet different people from different walks of life. Some people have that that whole like mentality of everything is good, nobody's really evil, and we have so many benefits here, and just why are you just pointing out the bad stuff that is going on? What about the jobs that we have and the infrastructure that they be built up? So you're saying, I'm talking to and I learned this too this past Sunday. I don't know, but out of the Southern Kingdom, man, I don't know which woman is the most rebellious. I don't know if it's Judah, Benjamin, or Levi. I got to taste the Benjamin rebellious this weekend.
You want me to answer that?
No, leave it out there. Now this is the unrepentant woman. I'm not talking about the righteous one. Right. I'm referring to those tribe names because that's who they are.
Of course.
I'm talking about the unrighteous. Goodness gracious, man. Wait till y'all see the video. It's like 45 minutes of me going back and forth with a Benjamite sister that just could not fathom why God would create other people and then kill them. 45, I'm pulling scriptures all over the place. But why? Then I come across another sister. I'm not necessarily, I can't say that I necessarily believe in a higher power because of, scientific facts and this thing and the other. So I'm asking, okay, so how'd you get here? Are you asking scientifically or what I believe spiritually? Because I can't say that I believe in a higher power, but spiritual, I would say that I'm spiritual, but okay, so Big Bang, you're like, no, so what, I said, what building have you ever blown up and it come back and it was order? Well, see, for the million years of molecules that form together and attracted to one another, therefore we have the, I tapped the desk and said, all right, let's go. wouldn't even let us talk to get it out. I said, okay, so you believe in like white man science. See, so why are you pointing out that it's white man science? Science is science. Oh my God. So you got some people that come across as just, everything is always good, right? And they can change anybody and everybody's good, right? Read Habakkuk 2 and let's read verse 4 and 5. See what God says.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
His soul ain't right in him. Now, God's going to get specific on who he's talking about, because you can equate that to anybody. Whose soul is not upright? Read on.
But the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine.
Which is lies.
He is a proud man.
He is a proud man. God bless America. Go ahead.
And neither keepeth at home.
We're going to get some proof that he's not at home right now. Later on, once we get there, I'm going to show you that he's not at home. We're going to make his scripture even more understandable. Go ahead.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
As death. Go ahead.
And is as death.
Everywhere he go, he's killing. Go ahead.
And cannot be satisfied.
He wants everything. Go ahead.
But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
What person on the face of the planet has gathered all nations to him, brothers? Who is it?
Esau.
Esau, the Caucasian. And verse 4, read verse 4 again.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
How you think you're going to pull the law on him to make him his soul be upright and righteous? God said, I didn't make him that way. It's here's the proof. Okay, jump up to verse Habakkuk 1 and 4. I don't want to go ahead.
Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore, the law is slack.
Because his soul ain't upright in him, the law is slacked. Go ahead.
And judgment doth never go forth.
Right judgment will never be applied. It never goes forth. They may give you cookie crumbs to make you feel like everything is equal, but the right judgment will never go forth. God's telling you, his spirit ain't right, therefore the law is slacked. Go ahead.
For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore, wrong judgment proceedeth.
Pull the next article. Wrong judgment doth proceed. Because his soul ain't right and ain't nothing that you can do to change it, right? Okay, so let's see. Stop right there. Justine Damon's family agreed to $20 million settlement with Minneapolis over police shooting death. This happened a few years ago. How many know about that black dude that killed the white woman up in Minnesota a few years ago? Right. How many know about? Show of hands. Okay, y'all watching the world is praying. This is why, brothers, this is why you gotta go. Yep. Our people, we live in a bubble. If it don't pique our interest, we not worried about it. All hell can be breaking loose around us, and you know what? We watching the daggone playoffs. You know, we watching soap operas. If it's not don't pique our interest, we ain't even worried about it. This just happened 2 years ago. His name is the fire of Muhammad Noor. That dude ain't no more Islam than the daggone old school Judah down here in Miami. Right? He was convicted of third-degree murder in 2017 shooting, which occurred after she called 911. Now, the video title says, jury finds Minneapolis police officer guilty for fatal shooting. Bring you up to speed for those of you that don't know. This is a black man that shot a white woman. You see where he's going, right? Scroll up. Let's see if you can see what he's in. Y'all see that orange right there around his neck? What does that mean he's on his way to?
He's in prison.
Play the video. I want you to listen to some key words in this. Play the video. Remember, judgment never go forth, right? His soul ain't upright.
The jury tonight finding former Minneapolis police officer Muhammad Noor guilty of third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter for fatally shooting Justine Damon in an alleyway in July of 2017. The 40-year-old Australian-born life coach called 911 to report what she thought was a sexual assault taking place behind her home. Minutes later, she apparently went outside to help. Instead, she was fatally shot.
Shots fired. Can we get EMS?
Over 2 days of tearful testimony, 33-year-old Noor told jurors he made the split-second decision to pull the trigger when Damon, wearing a pink shirt, approached their car in the dark. He said, "I fired once, the threat took a couple steps back."
Now, you see, he said she's a threat, right? He said she was a threat. That's what officers say all the time when they shoot us down, right? Right. All you Negroes is threats. I'm telling you right now. Right. All you Negroes is threats. Go back a little bit. Go back a little bit on the video. Go back. Go back. Right there. Right there. Watch this. Hit play again. I want you to pay attention to this.
When Damon, wearing a pink shirt, approached their car in the dark. He said, "I fired once, the threat took a couple steps back." Did you just say the threat took a couple steps back? Yes. The whole blonde hair, pink t-shirt and all is a threat to you?
Blonde hair. Damn. That's the key right there.
So blonde hair and a pink shirt is a threat to you. He's letting he putting all you Negroes on notice that you bet not touch these white people.
Right.
They are not a threat. That's why they can go and do the same crime you do and and they can go into a church, shoot up 9 of your people, and they will take him to Burger King. They will what'd you say? They will take him out ever so politely. Oh, watch your step. You're coming down. Watch your step right there. Watch your step.
Cap. Not only that, I can go into your house thinking that it's my house and kill you.
Yeah.
For thinking that you in my house.
That was Dallas, right? So blonde hair and pink sweater, whatever, white skin is not a threat. So what are they telling you is a threat that you should shoot, and you don't have to come up here and stand in front of court? What color is it, brothers?
Brown skin, woolly hair.
Brown skin, woolly hair. You're a threat. If he would have shot down one of us, he would have never been up there.
Right.
Do you understand? Goodness gracious, you understand? They basically saying white people do nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm. It's not warrant enough for you to shoot at them.
Right. So you said this blonde hair, pink shirt is a threat to you?
And every time when we see about white police officers shooting unarmed black men, what do they say? It was a what? It was a threat.
And they get off.
And they get off. But paid leave. Hey, make sure the mics on for them, y'all. They don't handle them.
Hello?
Yeah, good.
Can we use Zechariah 11 and verse 5 for them like not holding themselves?
Yeah, they don't hold themselves good. That's the precept I have on that, but I ain't going to because we go to it all the time. You should know it. All right, so, right, it says, his soul ain't upright in him, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Let's see, let's let the video play off.
Did you just say the threat took a couple steps back? Yes. The whole blonde hair, pink t-shirt and all is a threat to you? Noor's attorney said he did what he was trained to do. We have a tragedy, but what we don't have is a crime. He knew exactly what he was doing. He pointed, he aimed, and he killed her. After 2 years, tonight, a jury's decision comes in less than 2 days of deliberations. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News.
All right, so I want you to play this video, right? I want you to play this. Yeah, go ahead and play it.
She crashed into a truck and she just tried to flee scene and crashed into my wife and kid.
She trying to run through a crowd of people.
Don't treat her like don't treat her comfortably.
You hear that?
Treat her like you do.
Hey, pause it. You hear that? That brother's like, hey, that same stuff how y'all inflict on us, right? But see, the thing is, you see, he's talking to Jake, our people. You don't see Jake manhandling our people like that a lot of the times. Only when they get out of order, straight crazy. You got to meet force with force. I understand that. I'm not going against it all. Some of our people are straight. They go against the powers that be. So I'm not against that at all. Put them in check like God says, right? But he wants him to do to her what those Caucasian cops, Edomites, do to our people, right? Let's see how Jake handles this. Show you the difference. That he knows something. Hit play.
Treat her like you do anybody, man. Treat her like you'll treat anybody. There we go. Just treat her like you'll treat anybody. That's all I ask. Calm down, babe. That's all I ask. I don't know what you under the influence of. No, don't hate.
Resist the arrest, right?
No, Rossi. Hey, what you want to do? Rossi. You gonna Rossi some more? Well, I brought some more, and we need paramedics. My kids are hurt, sir. My little girl can't even put her shoulder over here.
You see how, he understands. So he understands that if play the next video. He understands if he goes off, that'll be his job. He getting sued $20 million from the city, right? So he took her down in proper protocol. You know, meet force with force, take them down. Let's see the next video.
Yeah, Cap. Like you said, he brought it down protocol.
Yeah.
You know, she might have got a little scant face, you know, but he brought it down protocol. They looked like she was reaching, you know, she reached. You know, he could have tried to hold on. We reach, you know, that's the last reach we're gonna reach in this life. You know, like that.
All right, so let's read that. Go back up. Investigation underway after Rio Vista officer body slams woman. Now, see, I'll put this so you Israelite women don't think that you are out of the woods when it comes to this man whose spirit ain't upright in him. Right? He'll get you too. If you go against the powers that be and you don't use this wisdom that God got to help you, right? Play the video. Play the video.
And you shouldn't be touching her. You're manhandling my daughter and you shouldn't be touching her. Really? No. So Mia's car is getting impounded because she didn't pay $14 for her registration, but the registration is paid for and she has insurance. So this is the result of it. 4 people being detained. So he says, for what? I don't know, but okay. Cheers. Come back. So now you manhandling my daughter and you shouldn't be touching her. You're manhandling my daughter and you shouldn't be touching her. Really? No.
Okay, now, like I said, those that resisted the power, you receive what? Damnation to yourself, right? God gives you the protocol how to fall in line when you're dealing amongst your enemies. Now, she's pretty much in the same kind of position that the white woman was, right? Y'all see how Jake just did the normal protocol, used his weight and just slammed her to the ground. We see Esau. What was it you said earlier? He was waiting.
Yeah, he was waiting to unleash his nigga hating rage.
His nigga hating rage.
Yes.
On any one of you that he found, and this was his opportunity. He outweighs her. She's 120 pounds, soaking wet woman. He could have just slammed her down to the ground, used it to pull her down, right? To get her arms behind her back. I understand that. You had to meet force with force. Police officer got to do his job. Get him in check. But you look at that face right there. Look at that face right there. You see that? That face right there? That's the faces I'm about to you up.
For real.
That's that face right there. All right. I've been waiting on this.
They get off to this stuff.
I've been training for this right here. You about to feel it. Psalms 44, 14, 15. You resist the power, that's what's coming to you. And it ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna get no better. It ain't. We are on punishment for the sins we have committed. Psalms 44, 14, 15.
Psalms chapter 44 and verse 14. Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. My confusion is continually before me, and the shame of my face hath covered me.
So that's what it is. We just can't understand, after all the assimilating we have done in this country, why do we still get police brutality or forced on us and racial profiling? All of that is because we sinned against our God. And there's nothing you can do to change that. The only thing you can do is fall in line with what God has established for you to be as wise as a serpent while amongst wolves, and having the those that hate you rule over you. The only protection you got is to obey the powers that be.
that I'm a Jew, it sound odd. For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.